Sebastien Loeb, 9 consecutive world titles, the most dominant force in rally history. But he's just one chapter in the story of WRC champions. The WRC has produced legends who conquered the most brutal conditions on Earth. Snow, gravel, tarmac, mud, pushing machines to their absolute limits while dancing on the edge of disaster. In this video, I'm going to break down every WRC champion since the championship began in 1979, explaining what made each one special, their iconic cars, and the rivalries that defined them. From the wild Group B era to today's hybrid monsters, this is the complete history of WRC champions. By the way, I'm going to be posting a lot here, so it would mean a lot if you subscribed and dropped a like for the algorithm. Let's start at the beginning. Björn Waldegård, the first ever World Rally Champion in 1979. The Swedish veteran had already been rallying for over a decade when the WRC officially formed. Waldegård was the definition of versatility. He won in Fords, Mercedes, and even Porsches before claiming the inaugural title in a Ford Escort RS 1800. What made Waldegård special wasn't flashy driving or spectacular moments. It was his mechanical sympathy. In an era when cars broke constantly, he nursed his machines to the finish when others couldn't. His championship came down to just a single point over Hannu Mikkola. Waldegård wasn't the fastest driver of his generation, but he was the most complete. The perfect first champion for a sport that demands both speed and intelligence. Walter Rohrl, the genius on wheels. The German perfectionist took titles in 1980 and 1982, driving a Fiat 131 Abarth and then an Opel Ascona 400. Rohrl wasn't just fast, he was surgical. His driving style was so precise it looked like he was operating on the stages rather than attacking them. He famously said, "The perfect rally driver has the superiority of a fighter pilot, the physical condition of a marathon runner, and the concentration of a chess player." Rohrl embodied all three. His second title in '82 came during the dawn of the Group B monsters, proving his adaptability. After WRC, he dominated Pikes Peak and became a Porsche test driver, the ultimate endorsement of his technical abilities. Ari Vatanen, the Flying Finn, took the 1981 title in a Ford Escort RS 1800, the last championship for a rear-wheel drive car before the all-wheel drive revolution. Vatanen drove like his car was on fire, aggressive, spectacular, and always on the edge. His partnership with co-driver David Richards, who later founded ProDrive, was legendary. What made Vatanen special was his raw courage. He'd attack stages with such commitment that it seemed impossible he'd make it to the end. His career nearly ended in 1985, with a horrific crash in Argentina that left him fighting for his life. The fact he came back at all was miraculous. That he returned to win Dakar 4 times is superhuman. Vatanen's title marked the end of an era and the beginning of rally's most dangerous period, Hannu Mikkola, another Flying Finn who finally claimed the title in 1983 after years of near misses. Mikkola's championship came in the revolutionary Audi Quattro, the car that changed rallying forever with its all-wheel drive system. What made Mikkola special was his adaptability. He'd been competitive in rear-wheel drive cars for years, then immediately mastered the completely different driving style required for the Quattro. Mikkola wasn't just fast, he was clever. He knew exactly when to push and when to conserve. His title came at age 41, proving experience sometimes trumps youth in the WRC. Mikkola's championship represented the changing of the guard. The future belonged to all-wheel drive. Stig Blomqvist, the quiet Swede, dominated the 1984 season in the evolved Audi Quattro A2. Blomqvist was already 38 when he took his only title, having competed since the 1960s. What made him special was his smoothness. While other drivers wrestled with the powerful Quattro, Blomqvist made it look effortless. He wasn't flashy or political, he just drove with metronomic consistency. His title came during the height of Audi's dominance, but it wasn't handed to him. He beat teammates Walter Rohrl and Hannu Mikkola in equal machinery. Blomqvist's championship was the last hurrah of the first-generation Quattro, before the Sport Quattro and the peak Group B madness arrived. Timo Salonen, the unlikely champion of 1985. Overweight, bespectacled, and often seen with a cigarette, Salonen didn't look like an elite athlete. But behind the wheel of the Peugeot 205 T16, he was untouchable. What made Salonen special was his deceptive speed. He looked slow, but was devastatingly fast. His relaxed driving style perfectly suited the twitchy mid-engine Peugeot. While others fought their Group B monsters, Salonen seemed to be on a Sunday drive, just at 125 miles per hour on gravel. His title came during the peak of the Group B era, arguably the most competitive period in rally history. Salonen beat Vatanen, Rohrl, and a young Juha Kankkunen to claim his only championship, proving appearances can be deceiving in rallying. Juha Kankkunen, the first multi-team champion. 4 titles with 3 different manufacturers: Peugeot in 1986, Lancia in 1987 and 1991, and Toyota in 1993. Kankkunen was rallying's first true professional. Adaptable, politically savvy, and devastatingly fast in any car. What made him special was his versatility. He could win on any surface in any car. His first title came in the chaotic 1986 season, overshadowed by tragedy when Group B was banned after Henri Toivonen's fatal crash. Kankkunen navigated the political fallout perfectly, switching to Lancia and winning again in 1987. His later titles proved his longevity, spanning the transition from Group B to Group A. Kankkunen wasn't the most spectacular driver, but he was the most complete. The Michael Schumacher of rallying before Loeb rewrote the record books. Mickey Biasian, the Italian maestro who dominated the post-Group B era, taking titles in 1988 and 1989 with Lancia. Biasian was the perfect driver for the Delta Integral, smooth, technical, and incredibly fast on tarmac. What made him special was his intelligence. He rarely made mistakes and always maximized points. His championships came during Lancia's absolute dominance, but that shouldn't diminish his achievement. The Delta was the best car, but Biasian was the best driver in it, consistently outperforming teammates. His back-to-back titles represented Italy's golden era in the WRC, with an Italian driver in an Italian car bringing glory to a nation obsessed with motorsport. Carlos Sainz, El Matador. The Spanish legend took titles in 1990 and 1992 with Toyota. Sainz revolutionized preparation in rallying. His attention to detail, physical training, and stage notes were on another level. What made him special was his completeness. No weaknesses, fast on all surfaces, and mentally unshakable. His first title broke the Scandinavian and Italian stranglehold on the WRC. Sainz wasn't just a driver. He was a team leader who developed the Celica GT4 into a championship winner. His rivalry with Kankkunen defined the early 90s, with the 2 trading championships. Sainz's influence extends beyond his titles. His son Carlos Jr. races in F1, and at 60, Sainz Sr. still competes in Dakar. The ultimate testament to his legacy is that he's still simply known as Carlos in rally circles. No surname needed. Didier Auriol, the first French world champion, taking the title in 1994 with Toyota. Auriol was the tarmac master who developed into an all-surface threat. What made him special was his car control. His background in ice racing gave him an incredible feel for grip. His title came after years of near misses and heartbreaks, including the infamous 1992 season where mechanical failures cost him a nearly certain championship. Auriol's title was a triumph of persistence. He never gave up despite setbacks that would have broken other drivers. His championship came during Toyota's dominance, but the competition was fierce, with Sainz, Kankkunen, and a young Colin McRae as teammates and rivals. Auriol paved the way for French dominance that would later come with Loeb and Ogier. Colin McRae, rally's rock star. The Flying Scotsman took his only title in 1995 with Subaru, becoming the youngest champion at that time. McRae drove with his heart, not his head, spectacular, aggressive, and always on the limit. His motto was simple: if in doubt, flat out. What made him special was his raw speed and bravery. When McRae was on form, no one could touch him. His battles with teammate Carlos Sainz were legendary, culminating in team orders controversy at the 1995 RAC Rally. McRae's title ushered in the iconic blue and gold Subaru era that defined rallying for a generation. His tragic death in a helicopter crash in 2007 cut short a legendary career, but his influence lives on through the Colin McRae video games that introduced millions to rallying. Tommi Makinen, the silent assassin. 4 consecutive titles from 1996 to 1999 with Mitsubishi. Makinen redefined consistency in rallying, metronomic, relentless, and devastatingly effective. What made him special was his ability to extract maximum points from every event, even when he couldn't win. His partnership with the Mitsubishi Lancia Evolution created one of rallying's most iconic pairings. Makinen wasn't flashy like McRae or political like Sainz. He simply turned up, drove faster than everyone else, and went home. His 4 consecutive titles were unprecedented until Loeb came along. After retiring as a driver, he led Toyota's WRC return as team principal, bringing them championship success, proving his rallying brain was as impressive as his driving talent. Markus Grönholm, the late bloomer. 2 titles in 2000 and 2002 with Peugeot. Grönholm didn't even get a full-time WRC drive until he was 30, then became champion at 32. What made him special was his raw speed, especially on the flowing gravel roads of Finland, where he was nearly unbeatable. His first title came in the revolutionary Peugeot 206 WRC, marking the French manufacturer's return to dominance. Grönholm was known for his honesty. If the car was bad, he'd say it was bad. His rivalry with Loeb defined the mid-2000s, with the Finn often the only driver who could challenge the French maestro. Grönholm's career was a testament to perseverance. He kept pushing until his chance came, then grabbed it with both hands. Richard Burns, the methodical champion. The Englishman took his only title in 2001 with Subaru, becoming the first English world champion. Burns was the thinking man's rally driver. Analytical, precise, and incredibly smooth. What made him special was his approach. He studied stages meticulously and drove with mechanical sympathy while still finding incredible speed. His title battle with McRae went down to the final round, with Burns' consistency trumping McRae's raw speed. Tragically, Burns died from a brain tumor in 2005, on the 4th anniversary of his championship win. His title represented the peak of British rallying success and cemented the iconic status of the blue and gold Subaru Impreza. Petter Solberg, Hollywood. The charismatic Norwegian claimed his only title in 2003 with Subaru. Solberg drove with his heart on his sleeve, emotional, spectacular, and beloved by fans. What made him special was his ability to extract performance from an increasingly uncompetitive Subaru as Citroën began to dominate. His championship came after an intense battle with Loeb, foreshadowing the Frenchman's coming dominance. Solberg's title was the last for Subaru, before their eventual withdrawal from the WRC. His exuberant personality, jumping on the roof of his car after wins, and his catchphrases fantastic, made him a fan favorite. Solberg later became a rallycross champion, proving his adaptability. His son Oliver now competes in WRC, continuing the Solberg legacy. Sebastien Loeb, the GOAT. 9 consecutive titles from 2004 to 2012 with Citroën. Loeb rewrote what was possible in rallying. His dominance was so complete it almost damaged the sport's competitiveness. What made him special was his lack of weaknesses. Fast on all surfaces, mentally unshakable, and virtually errorless. His partnership with co-driver Daniel Elena is the most successful in rally history. Loeb wasn't born into rallying like many champions. He started as a gymnast and came to the sport relatively late. His smooth, precise driving style made the extraordinary look ordinary. He rarely had the spectacular moments of a McRae or Solberg because he simply didn't make mistakes. After WRC, he excelled in World Rallycross, Dakar, WTCC, and even set the Pikes Peak record. Sebastien Ogier, the worthy successor. 8 titles with 4 different manufacturers. Volkswagen from 2013 to 2016, M Sport Ford in 2017 and 2018, and Toyota in 2020 and 2021, Ogier emerged from Loeb's shadow to create his own legacy. What makes him special is his adaptability. Winning with multiple teams proves his talent transcends the car. Ogier combines Loeb's precision with a more aggressive edge and political savvy. His first 4 titles came during Volkswagen's dominance, but his M Sport championships in privateer machinery against factory teams were his most impressive. Ogier's mental strength is legendary. He thrives under pressure and often performs best when the stakes are highest. His ongoing rivalry with Thierry Neuville and Ott Tanak has kept the WRC competitive in the post-Loeb era. Ott Tanak, the ice-cold Estonian, broke the French Sebastien stranglehold, taking the 2019 title with Toyota. Tanak's journey to the top was far from smooth. Early crashes earned him the nickname Crash Tanak before he refined his approach. What makes him special is his raw speed combined with newfound consistency. His championship came after heartbreaking near misses and mechanical failures in previous seasons. Tanak is known for his no-nonsense personality, few smiles, few words, just relentless pace. His title was Estonia's first in any FIA World Championship, making him a national hero. After his championship, a shock move to Hyundai proved less successful, but his return to M Sport shows his career still has chapters to be written. Kalle Rovanpera, the Wunderkind. The Finnish phenom became the youngest champion in history in 2022, at just 22 years old, driving for Toyota. Rovanpera was born into rallying. His father Harry was a WRC winner, but Kalle has already surpassed his dad's achievements. What makes him special is his supernatural car control, honed since he was driving on frozen lakes at age 8. Videos of him drifting cars as a child went viral years before he was old enough for a license. Rovanpera combines the traditional Finnish flat-out approach with a modern analytical mindset. His ability to adapt to changing conditions is unmatched. He's especially devastating on wet or mixed condition stages where others struggle,